Fresh news from the world of relocation and life abroad. In today's video, you will find out how families save money when moving to Portugal, why millionaires are flocking to Dubai, and which countries in the world are best suited for work, business, leisure and retirement. Hello, my name is Alina and I'm an immigration expert for Spain and other countries. My company, Dream Life, helps dreamers from all over the world relocate and create their dream life in a new place. Hit that subscribe button to stay updated on the latest news for a successful move. Let's go! Digital nomads breaking records. Imagine, in 2024, there are 40 million people working remotely while traveling. So, this number keeps growing, with Spain, Portugal, Mexico and Thailand leading as top destinations. The numbers that amaze. Look, 18 million of Americans officially identify as digital nomads. Then, 4% growth in just 1 year, so 4% more digital nomads if we will compare with the past year. Every 10th American worker is now nomadic, imagine. So, and 91% are satisfied with their income. And about the income, average nomad is 36 years old with 34% earnings of from $50,000 to $100,000. So imagine every third nomad is getting salary from $50,000 to $100,000. And of course, where these nomads are living. So top 5 nomad cities in 2025. First, Mexico City. Second, Tokyo. Third, Tbilisi. Fourth, Madrid. And fifth, Paris. And what is interesting here that a lot of people, they are called themselves country shoppers. We are not just coming and working and traveling. We want to come, we want to rent the flat, we want to see if we like the country, and then we will buy the property and then we will stay for permanent residency. So before people were just moving around and now they want to move, they want to try, and if they will like it, they will stay in the country for more longer period of time. But nomad life isn't easy everywhere. So what is interesting, when nomads, they are choosing where to live, of course, it all depends not only about income, it depends on expenses. And here I find out one expensive list. Is the list of the documents where to live is the most expensive ever. So Geneva leads the most expensive cities for remote work at nearly $6,900 monthly expenses. So imagine 72% of people who are working in Geneva, they are saying that it's amazingly expensive city, like they feel this financial pressure every day. On second place, we have New York, so not even on the first. So in New York, every month you need to spend at least $5,250 to live kind of normally, okay? In San Francisco, $4,700. In Hong Kong, 3,800, and for example in Dubai and in London it's like $3,500 per month you need to spend to live normally. So it's mean if you are a digital nomad you have to have at least $10,000 salary. And of course, I need to say about this paradox. So imagine, like exactly in these cities, you have the most professional opportunities. So you have a really highest possibility to find a job, but then your expenses, they will eat your income. So you need to count properly because, for example, if we are talking about Spain, Italy and Portugal, here you will earn less, but you will spend less and you will have a higher quality of life. So it's all about comparison and calculation. Everybody is talking about being expat, but what is waiting for you when you decide to return home? So in BuzzFeed, they put an amazing article about Americans who are living abroad and they decide to return home. So they have a lot of really interesting comments. So for example, one guy from States, he's saying, we put so much ice in drinks, nobody in Europe do that. It's one comment. Another comment, America is full of people rushing to places they don't want to go. It's that comment. GoFundMe shouldn't pay hospital bills. Healthcare system reality check. Everything is huge. portion size houses, cars after living in Japan. And actually it was interesting because this guy, he wrote that he lived in Japan before, and when he returned to States, he said that, wow, I asked for the cup of Coca-Cola and they give me so big cup that actually I can swim there. And it's so loud everywhere, wrote another guy that returned from Europe to States. And actually I like this comment that I found out about Spain, because one girl from San Francisco, she was living in Valencia, and she said, I missed my siestas after late nights out and the shutters on Spanish family windows. As you know, we have persianas, no, in Spain, so a lot of people, they're kind of shocked when they see them, but they know that they are really helpful because we have a lot of sun in Spain, and when you close the window and you are in the dark and everywhere it's amazing, you like to be inside of your cave. So a lot of people, they're so used to it. When they return to their homeland, they kind of, oh, I want to return this magic of Spanish window. Another interesting fact, so we know that a lot of people, they're choosing Europe, but wealthy people, they're choosing Dubai. And actually I was trying to find some information about Dubai, why people choosing exactly these destinations. So imagine, I found out that mostly 10,000 of millionaires, they are planning to relocate to Dubai in 2025. 10,000 millionaires. So why? So imagine, first of all, they say that they like that it's 0% of personal income tax. Then they say that currency patched to USD. And of course, they said that it's amazingly that it's minimal bureaucracy, not so many stuff you need to do with the papers and with government. And of course, now in Dubai, you can find the specific programs to relocation, no? Golden visas, entrepreneurs visa, and of course, crypto millionaires, they can move to Dubai because for cryptocurrency in Dubai, they have different regulation and they kind of accept this type of money. So what is interesting, they say that in this 2025, capital inflow will be 7 billion to Dubai, and only 4,300 millionaires are moving to Dubai from India. And of course, a lot of from UK and from another countries of the planet. So actually, how they say that Dubai is now officially millionaires magnet. What if you are thinking retirement and not yawning? You want to just relax in your golden age and you don't want to work anymore. So of course you need to understand what you are choosing. So for example, of course you can choose Europe, you can choose Spain, you can choose Portugal, you can choose Italy, you can choose Greece. But if we will check another part of the world, we will find really interesting countries, most affordable, most safest in Caribbean destination. Okay, so we have top 3 retirement spots. First of all, Costa Rica. I find some calculation that you need to spend $800 per month plus rent. Okay, if you will live in Costa Rica. Then you can move to St. Kitts and Nevis. Here your expenses will be kind of $1,000 per month, $1,100 per month, and 0 income tax. And you can obtain citizenship. And actually they have separate programs only for quarter of the million. And Dominica, actually it's interesting because you can spend from $800 to $1,500 per month. And you can apply for citizenship by this program that they have for $200,000. So key benefits if you decide to move to Caribbean side. First of all is tax advantages because they have a lot of 0 income tax for expats rules. Then of course year around amazing 25 temperature, and then they have really affordable properties. So for example, some house beachfront can cost $150,000. So of course it's really cheap. So if your goal is reasonable living costs, tax advantages and tropical climate, the Caribbean offers a excellent European alternative. Another really interesting statistics for expats. Guys, if you decide to move abroad, first of all, you need to understand what is your income, and then you need to understand how much you will spend. I already talked to you about really expensive cities, but what about really expensive countries and really cheap ones? Okay, so if we are comparing, I find out really amazing William Russell research about that. So look, the most expensive countries to live for expats, for foreigners, first of all, it's Switzerland, because you will spend at least 100 pounds for dinner, for 2, okay? On the second place, Iceland, you will spend at least 103 pounds per dinner. And on other places, it's Norway, Denmark, and Netherlands. So it's top 5 the most expensive countries for foreigners. So you need to understand, if you see like really high salaries and you want to move there, you need to understand how much you will earn, how much you will lose on taxes, and how much you will spend, because maybe you will have 10,000 salary but you will kind of spend 9,000 like on your daily expenses. And most affordable countries: Mexico, of course, then Lithuania and Poland, and then South Korea. So actually it's really interesting because, for example, they are giving the numbers of how much this country is expensive, no? So imagine, for example, Switzerland, they have 9 from 10. So they say that it's so expensive, it's almost 10 from 10. But for example, Mexico has 0.6 from 10. So a lot of expats, they are saying that Mexico, it's only 1 from 10, as expensive as it can be. But we know about safety too. No? So it's really important when you're moving abroad to count your, first of all, living costs, taxation, safety, and work opportunities. And if you decided to move because you want to work abroad or you want to open your business, I have another interesting numbers for you. So first of all, if you are planning to move for opening businesses, the best countries for that, it's UK, Sweden, and Netherlands. Imagine, these countries, they have almost 95% of survival rate. What is survival rate for businesses? It's rate how long your business will survive without closing. So for example, if you open your business, survival rate for a lot of businesses is like 30-40%, so it means that every second, every third business, it's closed after 1 year. Yeah. Then a lot of businesses, they're closing after 2 years and after 3 years. Okay. So imagine, in UK, they have 89% survival rate for the first year. In Sweden, 97%. And in Netherlands, 95%. Why? Because they have a lot of programs to help actually new, fresh entrepreneurs, and they have a lot of kind of tax possibilities. They have a lot of kind of small details that will help you to actually survive and succeed actually with your business. And then what is another interesting statistics, that Estonia leads new business density, 24 companies for 1,000 workers. There are in Estonia. But of course, if you want to be employee, you don't want to open the business, you just want to work. So there are top 3 worker-friendly countries. Okay, so on the first place, it's Denmark. 27-hour work week, 27 hours only work week, 5 weeks vacation, and 18 weeks maternity leave. 18 weeks. It's a lot. Then we have Norway. In Norway, we have $71,000 average salary per year. And we have 33-hour work week. It's interesting. Then we have Austria, 28 hours week. Imagine, so only 28, okay, you're working during the week. And then 98% covered by collective agreements. So it's actually amazing because if we are will dive in another statistic, we will find out that Luxembourg, they have the highest average salary, $89,000 per year. Average salary in the country, almost $90,000 per year. Then we have Germany with shortest work week, 25.9, so only 26 work hours per week officially. And then we have France with record vacation days, 48 annually. 48, almost 50 days of vacation you can have in France. So guys, actually, I see the perfect, okay? What I wanna do? I wanna have the vacation days as in France, 48, please. I wanna work as a Germany, okay, 25 only hours per week. And then I wanna, for all of that, got the salary from Luxembourg, $90,000 per year. And it will be really dream life for me. And another interesting information for the students. Guys, if you don't plan to open the business and you don't plan still working, maybe you just plan to study. And I always said about Spain that one stuff it's come to study, another stuff what you can do after that. Okay, so of course in Spain we have job seeker visa. After obtaining of higher education, you can apply for job seeker visa, or you can apply directly for work visa if you find the job contract. But in a lot of countries of the planet, the system is a little bit different. Okay, so look, best destinations for the students if you will connect not only by the study, but you will connect study plus work. Okay, so look, on the first place is Canada, because they have special post-graduation work permit up to 3 years, and then you can obtain permanent residency. So they have actually amazing, really like transparent route for the students. When you come and you study, then you can stay for work, then you can obtain normal permanent residency. So from student to resident, everything is really clear and transparent. Okay, perfect. On the second place, it's Australia, because after your education, you can apply for from 2 to 4 years post-study work, and then in some even regions of Australia you can obtain this permit for 1-2 years, and then you can obtain permanent residency. Okay, in UK there are a graduate route, 2 years bachelor's, master's, and 3 years PhD. Okay, so for example, if you finish bachelor program, you can obtain 2 years work permit. If you finish PhD, you can obtain 3 years work permit. Okay, in Germany, it's almost the same like in Spain. In Spain, after your higher education, you can ask for 12 months of job seeker visa. In Germany, you can ask for 18 months job seeker visa after obtaining higher education in the country. And in USA, you can ask for 12 months of job seeker visa, and then you can ask for 3 years if you obtain education in technical field. So it's really important for students, when you are moving to another country, you need to understand your final goal. If you want to just get education and return to your home country, it's one plan. But if you are planning to move, to study and to stay in the country, then it's really important to find out, can you stay, can you obtain work visa after finishing of your education? We are starting talking about education, and let's talk not only about students, let's talk about kids. So actually I found out a really amazing article about pricing of education in different countries. We know that a lot of people are moving from States, from Australia, from Canada, from countries where you need to pay a lot of money for education. They're moving to Europe. Why? Because we know that in Spain, in Portugal, in Italy, you can educate your kids amazingly, but still not lose all your money and not lose all your savings. Okay, so actually I have interesting data here about prices for education for the kids in different countries. Okay, so for example, if we will compare USA and Portugal, okay, so in USA you need to pay for elementary school $25,000 per year, from 25 to 32. Okay, in USA. In Portugal you need to pay only from 4 to 6. So imagine, your savings will be like $25,000 per year per child, okay? For example, if we will talk about middle school, in USA, you need to pay from 27 to 36 per year, and in Portugal, it's from 4.5 to 7.5, okay? And high school, like, difference is still big. So for example, in USA, for high school, for one child, you need to pay from 30 to 45,000 dollars per year. In Portugal, only from 4 to 8. Okay, so savings the same, $29,000-$30,000 per child annually. And what is interesting here, if we are talking about 12-year education cycle, for 2 child, you will save at least $300,000. Imagine, only on education. And you need to educate your child, no? You cannot kind of skip this part, no? So it's actually really interesting, because just to moving in another country, you already will save enough money, for example, to buy house in this country. So you will have education and you will have house and you will still have kind of money, you know? And of course, another shocking difference is healthcare, okay? So for example, if you will compare Portugal and USA, if you want to visit a doctor, in USA is at least $100, $200, $300. In Portugal, it's $40, $60, $80. Only, okay? If, for example, you want to make MRI scan, you need to pay almost $2,000. In US, in Portugal, it will be $200, $300, okay? It can be maximum till 800, but anyway, it have to be kind of scan of all your body, you know? And for example, emergency care. In USA, you need to pay $400. In Portugal, for example, it's like 100 in health. And what is interesting here, I actually asked my expert to count the prices in Spain. And what it's interesting, we check how much you will spend. So for example, if you will have private insurance, you will pay only 50-60 euro per month for one adult, and you will have full coverage of anything. You can visit the doctor, you can make analysis, you can obtain operation, for example. So all it only 50-60 euro per month for one adult. You don't need to pay every visit to the doctor. You know, everything is covered. And for example, if we are talking about international schools, the price is from 500 euro per month to 1,000 euro per month. But it's really the most expensive, the most beautiful, the best of the best schools, English-speaking schools in Spain, okay? If you are going to the public school, they just completely free. And for example, if you want to put your kids to the university here in Spain, you need to pay from 1,000 euro to 2,000 to 3,000. If we are talking about public university, of course, private one, they will be a little bit more expensive. But for example, if we are talking about Harvard and Stanford in US, they cost like from $80,000 to $200,000. And of course, here the best universities, they will cost 10,000, 20,000, and they will be like really amazing one. So I just want to tell you that with all my relocation, you know, expertise, I see that difference between the countries are really huge. That's why I actually started to make this news about the countries in the world, about the visas, about the expenses, about the salaries, because I see that it's really important to have all the information to choose wisely. So this is fresh relocation news for you guys for today. I decided I will gather the best information, the most interesting one for you. So if you want to move abroad, you will have the last updates on the visas, on the countries, on the taxes, of everything what you need to know before your move. And guys, you know that now on our Dream Life page, we have visa calculator. We have amazing technology to calculate the best visa for you. Now this calculator is working for the Spanish visas, but I want to update it for another countries. So what you can do, guys, you can hit link below, you can fill the form, and we will send you a mail with the best visas for you. But it's not only visas, we will send you the percentage of the best visas. For example, 97% is the best for you student visa, 86% is the best for you digital nomad visa. Then we will write why, then we will explain you how you can make actually your possibilities higher, and then we will give you solution from our sides. So actually, the main idea of this technology is help you to choose visa, because actually it's the hardest part to understand where you want to move, and then when you understand where you want to move, with which visa you can stay. So that's why I really want to help you. So please hit the button below. Thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channels. Guys, everywhere you can find me with Alina Kaba nickname. In Telegram, in Instagram, in TikTok, in Facebook, and here. So guys, don't forget to subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye bye!